Mr. President, dear Petro, I'm very happy to see you here in Brussels, even though the circumstances are really dramatic, but you know that you are here among friends, and I feel good. Thank you for presenting to the members of the European Council the results of the Minsk talks and for the information on the latest developments on the ground in eastern Ukraine. In a short while, I will give you the floor so that you can share with us your assessment of the situation. I have invited you here today not only as an expression of our solidarity with the victims of the aggression, but also to show you that although all member states differ from each other, we stand united. We support you and your country in your efforts to restore peace and to maintain your independence, sovereignty and territorial integrity. Today, we still have hope for a peaceful solution, but the real test is the respect of the ceasefire. The first Minsk agreement was not respected. Also, therefore, we remain cautious until words put down on paper translate into real deeds. Europe will continue to remain united, both in times when there is need for a stronger reaction and when there is a need for us to send bigger assistance to help rebuild Ukraine. In this context, I'm very happy to note this morning's agreement on a solid IMF program. Also important in this crucial moment is our unity with the United States. Nothing is simple today. I am hopeful, however, that the incredible determination of Ukrainians, their courage and readiness to sacrifice will set an example to those people who respect freedom, democracy, and the nation's right to self-determination. After your statement, I will go back to the meeting where discussions on this subject will continue. I will be able to say more on the outcome of this discussion in my press conference this evening. Petro, the floor is yours.
Thank you, dear President Tusk, ladies and gentlemen. It is very important for me immediately after the Minsk negotiation, the Minsk summit in Normandy format, to be here in Brussels. And I want to thank President Tusk and all the leaders of the European Union for the opportunity to have a floor on the European Union Council, just to brief all the European Union leaders about the current situation on the ground in Ukraine and about the results of the Minsk summit and Normandy format. What I see today on the European Union Council: unity. And this is the most important for me. Unity of European Union. Unity which is defend the European values and the strong spirit and the solidarity they were demonstrated for Ukraine, with Ukraine. I think this is a key issue that today we are united. I spoke about current situation with the new deal signed this morning in Minsk in Normandy format. And believe me, during the last 72 hours, I sleep only 5 hours. I was in Kramatorsk in the previous night, where there is a completely disaster because of the Russian-backed terrorists opened the fire with the multi-rocket launch system Smerch to the living area, killing 17 persons and wounded 64. Most of them are civilian, including 5 children. And immediately after, we go to Minsk and have a very difficult and very long negotiation for 17 hours just to reach this deal. What is the key element of that? Ceasefire. We demand immediate ceasefire without any precondition. Unfortunately, they demand that we have at least almost 70 hours before the ceasefire was launched. Immediately after the deal was signed by the Trilateral Contact Group, the Russian-backed terrorists start the offensive operation. That's why it is vitally important for us, for all of us, to make a pressure to keep the promises about the ceasefire, about the withdrawal of the heavy artillery, about immediate release of the hostages, about the withdrawal of all the foreign troops and mercenaries from the Ukrainian territory, and about to close the border as a key element for the sovereignty of my country. And I really hope that in a very effective coordination with our partners, we reach the results. This morning, together with the Russian President Putin, we approved a document called Declaration in Support of the Package of Measures for the Implementation of the Minsk Agreement. And this package was signed by the Trilateral Contact Group. I think we're rising up the level of the responsibility for the fulfillment of the promises in this package. With this deal, we managed to get the sides to commit to a ceasefire, and this wasn't an easy task because the other side was not inclined to ceasefire and to stop the aggression. We agreed also not only to release the hostages, we again call Russia to release Nadia Savchenko, who is 62nd day of hunger strike of the 241 days of her illegal imprisonment. And it was a very difficult negotiation, and we expect not easy implementation process. Ukraine has always been very responsible in implementation of the Minsk agreement, unlike of the other sides. That is also why I arrived to Brussels to coordinate our next step with the European Union partners. The EU has demonstrated, again, as usual, the real partnership with Ukraine, and I want to thank President Tusk and all the leaders of the state, of the member state, for this strong support. Using the opportunity to speak before the EU leaders, I also urge you to support the reform process. You know that today Christine Lagarde from IMF make it open the new program for cooperation in Ukraine. This is a very important financial pillar for providing reform of Ukraine. And now, for the successful reform, we need just one precondition: peace. And we try to do our best to make Ukraine a successful state, peaceful, reliable, with a very strong European aspiration. I also pledged EU to grant to Ukraine on the Riga summit of the Eastern Partnership the visa-free regime. I think that would be very important symbolic steps for our cooperation. And I was very satisfied with the reaction of our partners. Thank you very much indeed, and Donald, thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, I will do.
Okay.
And
Yeah, and good luck.
you will.
Petro POROSHENKO,